In June, a 32 GB kit of RAM cost about $100. By December, that same kit was pushing 400. Storage prices doubled right alongside it. This isn't inflation. This isn't a chip shortage from a factory fire. This is one company, OpenAI, quietly buying up almost half the world's memory supply to build AI data centers. The bill got forwarded straight to anyone who wanted to build a PC or create a PC. Let's walk through how exactly this happened, what it means for your next build, and what, if anything, you can actually do about it. In October 2025, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman flew to Seoul and signed letters of intent with Samsung and SK Hynix, the two largest memory chip makers on Earth. The target 900,000 DRAM wafers every month. To put that in perspective, industry analysts estimate that's roughly 40% of entire world's DRAM production capacity. Reportedly, Samsung and SK Hynix didn't even know the other company was signing a nearly identical deal at the same time. Here's the Here's the part that made it worse. These were letters of intent, not binding contracts. There was no legal obligation for OpenAI to actually buy any of it. The market didn't treat it that way because when two companies that make almost all the world's memory chips hear that kind of demand is coming, they start reallocating factory capacity immediately, whether the ink is fully dry or not. Samsung ramped up HBM, the specialized memory used in AI chips, towards 250,000 wafers a month, a jump of nearly 50%. So SK Hynix pushed towards 620,000 wafers, with the largest competitor specifically for AI use. And here's the math that really hurts. Every gigabyte of this AI grade memory eats up roughly three times the factory capacity of ordinary memory that goes into a gaming PC. The other thing, giants didn't sit still either. Meta, Google, and XAI followed with their own infrastructure build-outs, all competing for the same limited pool of manufacturing capacity. The consumer effect wasn't gradual, it was fast and brutal. A 32 gigabyte DDR5 kit ran about $100 back in September 2025, was selling well over 400 dollars by August 2026. That's not a one-time jump either. Industry trackers report that DRAM contract prices rose roughly 170% over the course of 2025, and in some months, the prices doubled in matter of weeks. One memory industry executive told Tom's Hardware bluntly that DRAM and NAND prices had nearly doubled in a single month, and what warned it was only just started. Storage got hit just as hard. NAND flash, the chips in the SSDs, saw contract prices jump more than 60% in a single month at one point. And this isn't a niche problem for enthusiasts. Laptop and desktop manufacturers are now expected to raise prices 15 to 20% industry wide because memory and storage together make up a huge chunk of what actually costs to build any computer. It's not just gamers feeling this, it's anyone buying a new laptop, a work PC, or a game console. For PC gamers specifically, this has changed the entire budget conversation. Most gamers building a new rig are spending somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000, and the same money that buys noticeably less performance than it did a year ago. Here's why: your total budget hasn't gone up, but memory and storage now eat up a much bigger slice of it. That means less money left over for GPU or CPU, the parts that actually determine how well your games run. So people are paying more and getting a worse machine for it. Builders are increasingly forced to compromise less RAM, small SSDs, or a step down on graphics card to just make the budget work. Even pre-built handles have felt that devices that used to launch around $700 to $800 are landing closer to 1,800 to 2,000, largely because of what's happening inside them, not just branding or features. So, does this get better anytime soon? The honest answer is probably not for a while. Building a new memory fab takes a minimum of 3 years. That means even if manufacturers decided to massively expand memory production, that capacity doesn't show up until 2028 at the earliest. The industry forecasts thus are pointing elevated prices persisting to 2027, with a real relief not expected until a new capacity fully online after that. The AI demand isn't behaving like past shortages. The 2017 and 2018 memory crunch is in about 18 months. Once supply caught up, the 2020 and 2021 GPU shortage was driven by crypto mining and collapsed once this demand disappeared. This one is different. It's structural shift because AI grade memory earns manufacturers 2 to 3 times more profit than ordinary consumer memory. As long as that gap exists, memory makers have every financial incentive to keep steering factory capacity towards AI chips instead of your next gaming PC. Worth noting, some of the demand signal behind all this may not be as solid as it looked. 5 months after the October 2025 announcement, OpenAI and Oracle actually scrapped an expansion of their major data center campuses after disagreements over financing. The letter of intents were never binding purchase commitment in the first place. So there's a real possibility that some of this capacity allocation was changing demand forecast that partially unravels, but memory factories don't really equate back overnight. So consumer prices pain points still sticks out regardless. So practically, what do you do if you need a PC now? First, buy your memory and storage if you can afford it, even if you don't need the full bill yet. Prices are forecast to keep climbing through at least 2026. So waiting for a better deal isn't the same bet the way it was normally be. Second, buy only the capacity you actually need. Don't overbuy RAM or storage is just in case right now. The premium for extra capacity higher than usual. So match your process to a real workload. Third, consider DDR4 if your platform supports it, but go in with eyes open. DDR4 has also roughly double or triple in price over the same period, so it's not the safe harbor it used to be. Sometimes much cheaper than DDR5. Fourth, reconsider used and refurbished markets. Pre-built systems bought before the spike can sometimes be meaningfully better deal than buying new right now. Fifth, if you are rather in a rush, consider delaying non-essential upgrades. If your current machine is functional, this may not be the year to chase a nice to have upgrade. Let the market cool first. If you can afford to wait it out, none of these options are great. That's the honest truth about supply-driven price spike. But knowing where the money is actually going helps you make a more informed call than just watching the price tag climb and guessing. So that's the change. One company AI infrastructure bet roughly 40% of world's memory supply reserve almost overnight. The bill landing on anyone who just want to build a gaming PC or buy a new laptop. This is the modern version of own the thing and be happy. Except this time it's not about renting a furniture. It's about actual hardware you own getting more expensive because the raw materials are being funneled to an AI infrastructure you will never touch. Let me know in the comments. Did you get caught mid-bill when the prices spike? Or did you get lucky and buy early? If this helped you understand what's going on, subscribe for more down this like this.